another episode of Gabfest, and we're going to be talking about some questions that men have for us women, and I feel like there's another topic, but I don't remember. If I remember, I'll bring it up after the questions. So, if you want to introduce yourself again, you can.
Hey, it's Yal again. I'm back.
It's Sylvia, Asia, and Jessica, of course. So, the first question is, why do women support just because she's a woman? So the woman, was that the right question?
That's the question that I'll go with.
Why the feminist movement?
Okay, so one of my guy friends was just like, I don't understand. I feel like women just kind of jump on women bandwagon. Like, how come women support Hillary because she's a woman? Do you know what Hillary is running for? No shade to Hillary because I don't follow you. But you know, he feels that women like to jump on the bandwagon. He's just like, I don't feel like you have a clear idea of what you want and what you believe in. So it's like when you see a woman in power doing something, you just jump on and you don't know what they stand for.
I mean, that's true for some women, but that kind of shows that, I wouldn't say that you're ignorant, but it just shows that you're kind of misinformed about stuff, and it's natural to want to support other women because you're a woman, like, you know what we go through, you know that we're not equal, so I feel like that's why a lot of women are just kind of hopping on the bandwagon. But if you really sit down and like kind of remove emotions and all that stuff, and you really dig deep into like what the issue really is, then that's when you'll get your. I mean, I can't relate to that. But
I don't support women just because they're women necessarily.
I really feel as though, nothing against other women, we might be the few individual people who actually are very independent. I think he was speaking of a majority standpoint. Like, we just happen to have our own minds. But I think he's saying, I see a handful of women that jump on board because a woman is talking, isn't doing it. Right. And he mentioned a couple of other, I don't know if you're jumping to the next topic, but he mentioned a couple other things that
why women in America who live in the most free country complain
about other women, about complain. Yeah, because he just
about other women are complaining in general about like
what we have here. He just feels as though we as Americans,
everybody complains, so it's not just women.
Right, but you know, rather than accepting the culture of the Western world, you like
complain about like being progressive, or
no, like not necessarily about being progressive, but you complain about the misconceptions or like the proper perception of women. Really, in all actuality, it's just the way it is over here. Like women are not really like reserved, you know what I mean? Like if you will do their job, you will show it.
Right.
And that is molded by like women that are doing that, gain money and gain like popularity over like and stuff like that. Which shows she's not fully clothed.
I mean, but I think I think it's just like you just have a different perception or opinion of things. So you generally, if you have a different opinion or perception of something, you're going to not necessarily complain, but disagree with it and voice your opinion about it. So,
but I mean,
what I was hearing him talk about, it's like, I guess he was saying like, we as Americans, I guess we don't conduct ourselves. I can't really.
So is he saying like?
Do you know what he's saying?
Yeah, like he's saying basically like he thinks like a lot of feminists are like actually feminists because
I agree with that.
you play certain sides of the feminist.
On one like for one topic, but not the
as
next.
opposed to your advantage. Like you can say equality in terms of dignity, but what about like other things that are just better suited for the opposite sex? Like that needs to be accepted too. Like there is okay to have places for everyone. Like there are just things that better suit women, things that better suit men. You know what I mean? Like a woman is just better suited to be a caregiver, a caretaker, like a nurse, doctor. You know what I mean? Like she's just better suited to have a woman, that intact with you than a male for whatever reason. It's just how it is.
And that goes back like biblically, like if you believe in the Bible, you're Christian or whatever. A man has a place and a woman has a place. So I totally agree with that.
Right. So it should be looked at as like they're lesser of them.
Right. You just have a certain. The book was talking about that too. Women have certain duties and know your place. Women have certain duties, men have certain duties, and you have to accept it and support each other through it.
He was saying that, if I interpret him correctly, that he thinks that women nowadays don't know their place anymore.
Oh, that's very true.
It's just, we're just stepping on every boundary.
When you see, like, nowadays, they grow up, they want to do things on their own. They want to find their own walk of life and see how they can set themselves up financially and all of that. Like, I'm the women just up here where it's like, okay, I just want to grow up and just support, like, a really strong guy. You know, I want to learn how to do this.
That's really rare.
Very rare.
If that is the motive, it's a golden motive. It's that, let me make sure I get all my money first, then I'll do for you.
Right. Like, you're not building yourself up to support somebody else. You're building yourself to support yourself.
Yeah.
If someone wants to hop on that train,
Right, then you okay with it.
that's what you're looking for.
Right.
But I thought you as men kind of frown on a woman that can't provide even for herself. No?
No, she should be.
There's a balance, though. There's a balance. You can provide for yourself and still do duties like cooking and stuff like that. There's no, like, you have to be a businesswoman and that's all you do, and then there's just a stay-at-home mom and she does nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's a balance. You can do both. And like it was said, you know, that's kind of, you know, what we're here for as women. Right? We're here to be that nurturer, you know? And again, you know, so, you know, the book was explaining we need to just understand the sole purpose of ourselves, and that doesn't mean we can't be business owners, right? So, I mean, support yourself, you know, be
more about being able to provide.
Yeah.
For starters, like, you're not going to help someone do something that you aren't at.
Right, okay, right, yeah, right. Because I don't see that as much anymore. Women who are excited about being a wife and taking care of the kid. Like, I feel like they want to be wife, but they want to be a wife to a man who making 6 figures. You know, not
At 23 years old.
At 23, like, you gotta have a Benz, a condo. You making 6 figures. You better have my ring paid for in full.
Right. I mean,
and my savings.
I appreciate the struggle. Because,
together. Yeah, because the thing is, it feels so much more greater when you've been through it and you made it. Like that, it can't beat it, and that's how you can pass on, you know, your legacy to your children. Money, definitely, you know, that is the goal, to pass down money, but passing down how to get there is the goals right there. I agree. I just don't, you know, I just haven't seen lately, you know, I don't think women even let men know that it's okay that you don't got it right now.
Right.
Because I feel like I even know friends that, oh, we didn't pay for that. And I'm just like, no, we did it, and that's fine. Right. Because if I'm eating all your money trying to get to know you, when I'm actually with you, what do you have? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm so tired. There's a man working so hard, and I don't want to throw shade. I'm going to close the doors.
Nah, I just feel like that's where a lot of feminist efforts and issues come from. Misunderstanding what you feel like you should be doing.
Right.
You want to get everything on your own.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to clash with a man because he's naturally an alpha. So, like, you can't, like, alpha and beta, like, that is absolutely very true. So, like, they work together. One is like clearly like more dominant, but that doesn't necessarily have to be looked at so negatively.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you're less than. It should be order.
I feel like sometimes women get confused in that queen role, because as a queen, you're not in charge of the kingdom. Right? You are not in charge of the kingdom. It's alignment, submission. Yes, not being submissive. Like,
It's not 1 and 2, it's 1 and 1.
right. Yeah, it's not he's king and I'm queen, so, you know, I'm running too little does he know. It's I'm his queen.
Right.
And I'm helping king. It's his kingdom and I am the queen. You know, I think I bring to the table something different though. That's the thing. That's what has to understand, that we're still both contributing. Right. You know? So like
maybe you cannot do this alone. Maybe you cannot completely raise and support the household on your own, but that's why I'm here, you know? So it's not like, because you do have your own section of how you contribute, you know, just like, you know, he does. So just understand your role and appreciate it. Like, this teamwork here.
Yeah, I just feel like, you know, just be more mindful. Yeah.
A lot of them will go, and I do feel like y'all should get paid equally for the same.
Oh, for sure.
I don't really have much explanation for that.
But it's the same. It's the same job, so I don't get.
I don't understand.
Doing the same thing you're doing.
If you're performing better, you actually should get paid more.
Exactly.
Right.
But
especially if it's not like a labor job, like if it's
Right.
I'm not
pushing collective job though. Like,
Right.
working 175 or something for the last
Yeah.
like, you can do it. More power to you. Like, strike the numbers, baby. Like, that's how it gets done.
Okay, so the next question is, why do some women keep men from their children when the man has a passion to be a great father? I think it's emotions, and I think that has something to do with your level of maturity. Because just because you're not with your, you know, ex-husband, your baby father, whatever, doesn't mean that you have to take it out on him. Like, I don't care how much he hurt you, you don't play the child as a pawn.
Right.
That's not okay.
I think it's just money driven. Like, America's a money hungry country. Child support, you can reap a lot of benefits from.
Yeah.
So it may benefit you in the long run to actually act that way, because in court you're favored. So you're taking advantage of your situation. It's not, you know, it's not.
I think it's because they're hurt too. And most of the time when women are like money hungry for the child support and they're like real evil and mean about it, it's because you hurt them, so they're trying to get you back. I'm gonna get you in your pockets.
Why are you married still collecting child support? You're married to another man still collecting child support. And those are the
because they're still his kids. I don't believe in child support and those type of things, but that's what my mother did for me. But you know, at the end of the day, you would hope that the mother is using it solely for the kids, and some mothers actually do. Like these, yeah, he's married, she's married to somebody else, but that's not his kid. He can be a father figure, but that's not his kid. So at the end of the day, you are giving this money because you're supposed to be taking care of your kids.
Right.
And usually, I feel like child support comes into play when you guys couldn't get an agreement on how you should be taking care of the kids.
Exactly. You can be a father figure and be there financially without the money going through the mother first. Like, you can go there, pick
But
up
some people, the situation is not that simple.
It may not have started out like that, you know, so it may be okay now, and you know, but it may have been nasty before, you know, so.
You don't know why the separation is called. If the separation is there because you are flaky and things like that, you're going to want some court documents stating what needs to be done.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, whether child support is entered or not, should you be keeping your child away from a father who wants to be there? Definitely not, because you cannot make up for that. You cannot substitute him being in the child's life. So.
The idea was great. I mean, please, the idea of child support is awesome. Just to make up for fathers who don't want to be there, and that 100% should be your place.
Right.
With
Like
women keeping children from the father, I hope that I hope that men can talk to the women about this, because as much as a handful as women are, we have reasons behind majority of our actions. I'm not saying some of us don't do some psycho things, but for the most part, we have reasons. If that woman is keeping you from the child, there is a very strong pushing reason. And before you haul up and act crazy, really try as a man to find the root of why does she really want to keep my kids from me, and really see if there's anything you can do that can make that better, so she'll be more okay with you having, you know, keeping your kids. And you as a man, you can, I feel like men also kind of feel as though, yes, courts favor women, but you can go to the court and say that she's keeping my kids from me as well. They might not give you custody, but they always say, okay, you have to allow him visitation. Right. You know, and so then if she violates that, you're allowed to take her to court too. I don't think men feel confident enough to go and complain about a woman in court, because if that weak factor. You don't look as strong and manly if you decide to take her to court about those things.
Because they come for their money first. You know what I mean? And then the rest of that comes out. So, like, you know, I don't think you just can't take the child away from either parent. You know what I mean? Maybe the child should probably be with the mother when they first born. It's just better for the baby health, I guess. But
and that's a stick situation because children honestly need both parents together under a roof. It's really stressful, and this is me coming from a place where I had parents that didn't live under one roof. It's too much. It's too much. One parent does things this way, another parent does things this way. You know, it's like it's too much going on. I'm not saying you can't function like that, but it's a lot. It's so much. Like I see the difference in people who have mom and dad here and the people who have mom and dad together. And you know, I'm not saying that you have to just suck it up and just be there because you have kids, but I really hope that we just kind of take a stand and like really work towards having united families. Like divorce is too high, you know, keeping kids from their parents is too high, you know, just having kids just because, okay, we just pop them out, sorry.
I get it. For lack of better language, like shit happened, you know what I mean? Like, it may get rocky if you don't want to make it work. There's someone else out here for you, regardless whether you have a kid or not. You know what I mean? So, I mean, most people that try to make it work, but it's tough. And that's just, that's another, like, pillar of black people, like, struggle. Like, everything you do is struggle driven. You know what I mean? Like, we started.
We've never had a plan to.
No, so, like, you can't expect that to be that way now. I mean, there are things that are put in place to make things better, like, you know, child support and stuff like that. But it's tough. I mean, it's something you just can't get away from. I mean, when you turn to the mom, you can get away.
I know somebody
She can
who
have
did
good
that,
reasons.
and I couldn't.
But
I mean, I was pretty much, I was there a little bit through the rough parts, but I don't have kids, I've never been hurt in that kind of way, but I couldn't ever, I would have felt some type of way if my mother kept me from my dad out of hatred for him. You know, I would have been like, but what if he could have been a really good dad? Because you have so much anger. You didn't. And the same thing, I know fathers that they hate the mother so much that they don't do for their kids. What is that about? Like, children are innocent. Like,
Put the
children
ego down. It's about your kids. It's not about what you got going on with the other person. It's about your kids.
that stuff is hard to handle in court to court because it's very hard to gauge and tell, like, you know, what you desire to do. Like, that's why Hillary Clinton is not behind bars right now because they couldn't confirm that her intent was to be the president. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's very hard to prove that.
Yeah.
Even if
Right.
the situation says otherwise. So, I don't know. That's why you get to the gray area. A lot of things do have to be handled behind closed doors. People just got to be more compatible, man. You got to be more willing to work together.
You gotta listen to God and say, who should I be with? Like, this is not a game, man. It's really real life.
Yeah, I feel like we painted this picture in America. Do what you want. This is that, but there's really serious
Land of the free. I mean, we're learning that now.
Land of the free ain't that free because you get the punishment. This country knows how to punish somebody. Something serious.
Next time on Gabfest.
Like, girls are most like judge creatures at this point.
Oh,
a girl walked in the room, like, if it was all
Everybody just look.
and a girl walked in there, I mean, you gonna be looking at hair, you gonna face.
And you feel it. We feel it. You're like, oh, man, here we go.
I will not go in a certain area. If it's well dominated, I'm like,